Hello, friends. It's Pastor Laura welcoming you to another Oasis service. Right now, I'm sitting in our meditation garden, a lovely space that is across from our sanctuary and church office on the grounds of the Kensington Nursery School. I'd like to invite you to make use of this space whenever you would like to. It is a small area that we hope will provide an oasis of peace and hope for those in our community. This is part of our congregation's commitment to sustaining God's creation through the use of green practices throughout our church life. And so welcome to this time and this place of Oasis. As the name suggests, the Oasis service is meant to provide us with an oasis of peace and refreshment and recreation. We at the Kensington Congregational Church are an inclusive community. We want to celebrate the presence of the holy wherever we find it. And so the readings and the music that we use will be drawn from a number of resources, some of them Christian, some of them Muslim or Buddhist or Jewish, some of them Native American, and some of them secular. Regardless of where these various resources come from, we recognize in them the presence of the divine spirit. And so no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, we welcome you to this Oasis service. As you prepare for this brief time apart, I invite you to find a comfortable spot, whether it's your favorite chair, out on the patio, in a garden like this one, or merely in the space that exists within your own body. Take a few deep breaths and feel yourself begin to open up to the loving presence of God as we immerse ourselves in this oasis time. One of the people who writes most movingly about the presence of the Spirit in creation is Mary Oliver. This poem was written by her. When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say, and you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. And this poem from Susan Griffin. And now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. One of my favorite books for praying when it's hard to find the words to pray, especially when I'm struggling with something, is this book called Guerrillas of Grace, Prayers for the Battle by Ted Loder. I'd like to share with you one of Ted's prayers. Guide me into an unclenched moment. Gentle me, Holy One, into an unclenched moment. A deep breath, a letting go of heavy expectancies, of shriveling anxieties, of dead certainties. That, softened by the silence, surrounded by the light, open to the mystery, I may be found by wholeness, upheld by the unfathomable, entranced by the simple, and filled with the joy that is you. All of the world's sacred traditions teach the importance of connecting our spirits with the Great Spirit through prayer. And so I invite you to take a moment to seek for and be sought by that Spirit. And as you do so, give a name to the yearning that lies within you. Rest, forgiveness, healing. Perhaps what troubles your soul most is the need of another person community, or even creation itself. Whatever it is, hold that need gently as we seek the refreshment of our spirits in a time of silence. Thank you for sharing this Oasis time with me as we sit together in Kensington Congregational Church's meditation garden. As we've been here, we've heard the sounds of the world going on around us, and it is to that world that we return now. May the peace, the refreshment, the joy that you have found in this time sustain you in the days to come. And as you have been filled, allow the blessing that you have received to overflow into the world. May God's joy and peace and love be with you. Amen.